whatever. You know, I'm just trying to, I guess, maintain my cool in a crazy environment. But anyways, you know, like I told her that do my photos look good and do they look like me? And she said, yeah, they do. And me too. They look like me. And I said, yeah, you look like what you put down the pictures. And so I remember one point in the conversation, it's one of the things she said too, like, you know, yeah, dating, and this is important. She said dating nowadays is like a full-time job for me because like I have so many pics. Like, you know, it's like a full-time job. I get so many emails for so many guys. And it's like, you know, all the guys in True Force Loneliness say, women have all the power and say, because I get millions of guys knocking at the door, right? And then she proceeded to say, but you know what, I hadn't found the guy. You know, I went on these other dates and there was no chemistry, blah, blah, blah. And, well, you know, by the way, when I was talking to it, I'm not trying to sound cocky here. I swear I'm not trying to sound cocky, but I felt that I looked pretty good that evening. And, you know, a waitress was actually smiling at me. She's like, oh, hi, how you doing? Just smiling, like flirty, like no joke. And I, you know, I wasn't exactly like, you know, hey, baby, right back to her because I didn't want to offend Diane, my date, because like Diane was my date. But I was like, I smiled back to her too. And apparently the waitress liked me. And then there's another chick who walked by me too, looked at me too, and she's like, oh, hello. So I guess I didn't look totally undesirable that day, okay? So I'm not trying to sound cocky or arrogant or whatever. I'm just saying the way it is, God's honest truth. So I felt I try to make myself look good and blah 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 and well whatever. So anyways, you know, by the end I don't know by 40 minutes or whatever, I just like I couldn't. Sometimes I admit sometimes I can't think of things to talk about anymore, especially in a crazy environment. And it was just like kind of like the days I blah, but I don't know. At one point, like I looked at her and she kind of had a look on her face like, well, okay, I'm done. Can I get out of here? That's exactly the kind of look she had on her face. She's like, okay, I'm done. Can I get out of here? And I almost kind of even mentioned something to her, but I was like, oh, I don't know what to say. So that was 40 minutes. Said she's going on a trip to Las Vegas. And I said, yeah, it's getting late. I, So we went outside, and you know, like right before I went to my car and to go home, you know, just kind of, I don't know, in a friendly kind of way, you know, leaned in, you know, good night. I just said, you know, just figured I'd just give her a quick, innocent kiss on the lips, but just an innocent kiss, not something like heavy and romantic, like a quick peck on the lips, you know, like something like a fucking grandmother would do her grandson, for Christ's sake, you know, like you know, just an innocent kiss on the lips, but like a family kiss. Just like that. So I leaned in to kiss. You know what she fucking does, that goddamn cunt? She turns her fucking head. Yep, she does the old one turn the fucking cheeks. I kiss her cheeks. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. But I don't know. I was a little taken aback by it. But I mean, I know everybody can say she wasn't into me, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? You have to understand, after she texted me to fucking death, cost me like a goddamn fortune in texting, and, wanting to get together with me that first fucking night. I mean, you think she'd be a little more, how can I say, enthusiastic, but no, she, like previous encounters I had with the other sex, she pulled a fucking 180-degree on me. She was like, she went completely from like, oh, I love you, you're the greatest thing on earth, to like, oh, well, I don't know you anymore. So she turns the other fucking cheek, and then she says, well, good luck. Good luck. And I kind of knew what that meant. Like she said, good luck. That like I don't want to see you anymore. But I just said like, well, okay, whatever. I said maybe I'll talk to you later, whatever. So that's that. I went home and I just didn't feel really good. And right before I went home too, I left another text or voicemail. I said, have fun at Las Vegas. So what do you know? That was no surprise, considering the goddamn bullshit dating is nowadays. That was the last time I ever heard from her. So yeah, I mean, she didn't have the, and I texted her several times. Like to ask, like, well, do you want to tell me anything? Or like, after all this stuff, we, communicating back and forth, could you at least, I don't know, do you at least want to be, I don't know, friends or keep in contact or something? No, she couldn't even do that. except, she couldn't even fucking respond to my. I sent her like 3 text mails. She couldn't even, and not all at once. I waited a couple of days too. I didn't send her like 20 million texts like 2 days after. I waited 3 or 2 days, one text at a time, not that many. So I wasn't being like a stalker or anything. Oh boy, I've been at this for 15 minutes, but that's just it. After all this texting back and forth, after that one night she wanted to see me, hey, like I just met you on the fucking computer 30 fucking minutes ago. I want to see you tonight. After all this bullshit back and forth, she doesn't even have the goddamn courtesy to respond to my fucking text to let me know what the fuck. I mean, even if it doesn't work out, you can at least have a little goddamn consideration and say, well, you know what? I didn't feel any chemistry. I think we're better off friends. But then again, on the other hand, too, we only met for like 40 fucking minutes. It takes a longer goddamn time to know somebody in 40 fucking minutes, okay? But no, not even 45 minutes was good enough for her. Not even getting back to me for, after the date was good enough. I mean, she couldn't even keep in contact. I couldn't even be a friend. I couldn't even be in a fucking acquaintance. No. No. Her attitude was pretty much like, yeah, even through I want to meet you that first night out of nowhere. It could be a fucking hurricane outside, but I want to meet you tonight. Hey, let's have drinks. And even through we sent each other 20,000 motherfucking text messages. And even through we talk, chat. Yep, we have a date, and I judge you in like whatever goddamn seconds, and now you're not even good enough for me to give fucking back to you. Really, Diane, thanks a fucking hell of a lot for wasting my goddamn time. So, I mean, yeah, this is why I have no incentive to try. If this is the fucking bullshit that I have to deal with, why should I even fucking try? And that's that. So, again, I apologize. This video has been quite long, 16 minutes, but I want to make this a real life story, a real life personal story. And that's that. I talk more about this situation, my frustration, but I realize it's been kind of a long video. So anybody who really has been listening, I thank you for your patience. And it's just like this woman, this woman, Diane, after texting me to death, 500,000 texts, whatever, wanted to see me that first night. We meet, but hey, something went wrong. And, here she is, like she can't even fucking get back. She couldn't even get back to me after the date. It's just like I dropped off the face of the fucking earth. Whatever. So, just want to share that with you, everybody, And, yeah, these kind of women are really fucked up. What a shame we live in this world. Anyway, that ends my video for tonight. And I would just say, Genghis Small has spoken.